All right, Got a Motivation, episode 2. Guess what? I was just preaching in the mirror right now, y'all, and I'm hyped up. Episode 1 of Got a Motivation dropped today. It is March 7th, Friday, March 7th. And I'm so hyped up, y'all. I was just preaching in the mirror right now. I don't even know what was happening, y'all. I was just talking about, in the mirror, literally to myself, about how God is gonna meet you halfway. I can only do so much, y'all. I'm only 18 years old. I can only talk about what I've experienced in my 18 years of life. And guess what? That's not that much. That's not that much. And I've only went through one hardship. And we talked about that last episode. Y'all, but guess what? God is gonna meet you halfway. He met me halfway. He met me halfway. But I also have to put in the work. I can do so much. I can talk to you about God. I can tell you verses. I can tell you all these things, but you have to be willing to put in the work as well. And you know what? It's fine because it's going to take so much time. It's going to take a lot of time, but it's so worth it. Maybe you go to church for a week and you don't go the next week. You don't go the week after, but you go the week after that one. And you lay off again for 1 week, and then you go back. And then you go back. And then you start making it a habit. Or maybe not even that. Maybe you start listening to worship music. However it happens, however it works for you, just know that God is always going to meet you halfway. Maybe it's just a step, right? Maybe just, okay, God, I'm just going to take this step. And God's going to take, all right, step. But you know what? We have to look. We have to want God. And you know what? It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard to be like, because you may not even know God. That's how bad it might be. You may not even know God. I didn't know God. I didn't have a relationship with God. All I did was put on God's Not Dead one night. And that just reminded me that He was there for me. But you may not even know that. You may not, and I'm not calling you out. I'm not. You just may not know God, you know? And that is completely fine. But you know what? Talk to Him, man. You can ask questions, and it's okay to be mad. And you can, God, why is this happening? You saw what they did. You saw what they said. You saw what they heard. You saw what they heard. You did. You saw all these things. Why are good things happening to them? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Lord, all these people that I try to just prove myself that I can be a good friend and ask it to them, and they just stab me in the back. They just lied. They just blame me. They just, shame my name, drag my name through the mud, Lord. And I'm furious because they get to walk free, and I'm dealing with this. So, what is it, Lord? And guess what? You doing that, just opened the door. The door that Jesus was knocking on. The door that God was knocking on. And you saying all these things literally opens the door. And guess what? God comes in. And He's like, hey, you have some trash on the counter. I'm just gonna take this real quick. Hey, let me just take out this trash real quick for you. I can see that you're struggling. Let me clean some stuff up, okay? This trash on the counter, this needs to go. And this is the fake friends. This trash on the counter is everyone that ever hurt you. This trash on the counter is all the burdens that you're feeling from all these people. Yeah, this needs to go. Oh, you have a little spill on the ground here. Let me sweep this up. It's okay. You sit down. You relax. I'll sweep this up. I got you. And what this is, and what this does, this that he's cleaning up, this can be whatever it may be. It may be the hurt, the pain, because it hurts to trust, and that trust be broken. That hurts, and it hurts when people betray you. And it may not even be that. I'm talking about what happened, what I was talking about in episode 1. But I don't know what you're going through. For you, it could be, oh, you spilled. Maybe it's the addictions. the temptations, the urges. Here, here, let me get this for you. It's gonna be okay. No, no, no. You stay right there. I got it. Like I'm sorry. And guess what? God's like, this is what God's saying. You don't need to be sorry. The reason why you don't need to be sorry is because you're not perfect. We said this in episode 1, but that's okay not to be perfect, because if you're perfect, guess what? That would mean you're Jesus. And you're not Jesus, because Jesus was the most perfect person to walk on earth. He's the one that never sinned. He's the one that paid a debt we should have paid. But he paid it for us so we can have eternal life, and all we had to do was just give it to God. So God can help us clean. And guess what? So many people, I was one of these people that were like, I can't go to church. I have too much baggage right now. Let me try to, you know, let me try to fix this. And I couldn't fix it, not without God. And so one day I went to church, and the speaker was, actually talking about what I needed to hear. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, you don't go to the doctor. You don't try to fix yourself before you go to the doctor. You go to the doctor to get fixed. And that's what I needed to hear. You don't go to God. You don't try to fix yourself before you go to God. You let God do the fixing. And sometimes we don't want to put in all that work. But guess what? It is so worth it, man. It is so worth it. And now I'm actually starting to put in more work than I ever had before. It is my senior year of high school. My last semester of high school, my last semester of school, period. I'm not going to college. I'm not. Right now, my focus, and this is going to sound kind of dumb to some people, and I know hearing this sounds crazy, but I want to help as much can, because I've been down. I've been in that struggle. I've been hurt, y'all, and I didn't have no one. I had my brother, and I had like 2 other friends, and that's about it, bro. I had no one. And God came in and was like, yo, these aren't the friends for you, but you're not listening. They're hurting you, but you think that you're just not leaving. And so what God did was, hey, I'm sorry, I love you. I have a bigger plan for you, and I'm gonna have to remove these people out of your life in a way you don't want me to. But you're gonna have to trust me. And I didn't know God at the time, so at the time it was like, wait, like why are they doing that to me? And it was God's plan. Right? And that's okay, because that's actually a verse. And you know what? Let me look it up right now. Let me look this up. This is the time I wish like I had like another person like talk during this part, right? But you know what? It's fine. If I don't find it right now, I'm gonna say it in the next episode for real. I'm gonna say it in podcast 3, episode 3, podcast 3. I guess it's the same thing. If I don't find it right now. Okay, I can't find it. However, I did find Romans 12:21. It says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil but with good." Y'all, do not fight evil with evil. And it's hard. Our flesh is of this world. Our flesh wants to do worldly things. I get it. And it's not your fault. We were just made this way. We were made to sin. That's our flesh. It's literally our flesh, man. But guess what? God helps us through it. And I started journaling. Literally yesterday, I started journaling for the next time I was going to make the podcast. Because honestly, I didn't know when the next time was. But then I started just rambling on in the mirror, and I got so passionate. I was like, nah, I need the camera in my face right now. I need to talk on the mic. I need to put my headphones on. Or not even that, bro. I just need to talk. And I hope I let this out. And if I don't, man, I don't. But I hope I edit this, and I hope that people actually hear this, because people need to hear this, dude. And so my friends for my birthday, they gave me like this book. and like it has verses, and I can't describe like what it is if I'm being completely honest. It's like give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Get this book. This book is called Jesus Calling. It says enjoying peace in his presence. This is what it looks like. Right? And so it's March 7th right now. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm still in January. And this thing has days, right? So like January 26th. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. Right, so January 26th. Right. I'm still in January. It's March 7th. So oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Right? Um Means I'm a little bit behind, but that's okay, man. Because sometimes we mess up, and when we mess up, it's like I don't deserve to be in God's presence, but it's actually the opposite. When we mess up, that's when we should be in God's presence. God, hey, I messed up, but he already knows. At the end of the day, he already knows when you messed up. So go to him and already just ask for forgiveness. Thank him for all that he is. Thank him for his grace and his mercy. Ask for forgiveness because he will grant it for you. And not only will he grant it and forgive you, he will also forget it. God, forgive me. I just did this. And God's like, all right, what did you do? He doesn't even remember it. As soon as you ask for forgiveness, you're fine. So, my journaling yesterday. This one. And I said, Dear Journal, this is my first time writing besides winter camp. Today is March 6th, Thursday, March 6th. And I have some notes for you. No matter how many mistakes you make, nothing can separate you and God. Read. Oh my goodness gracious, y'all. This is a book in the Bible that I cannot say to save my life, and I hope I can say it. Or I hope yeah, y'all. This word for me is just like terrible. Deuteronomy, dude. I really cannot say that word. It's so bad. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? 33 to 27, right? And so in Proverbs 16 through 9, Romans 8:38 through 39. And the reason why I brought up this book is because it's somewhere in here, right? I wrote these down so I can read them on the podcast. So right now. And I found it. All right. So this one is from January 21st. And it says, I want you to be all mine. I am waiting. I don't really know that word. Your security rests in me alone. Not in other people, but in circumstances. Depending on only me may feel like walking on a tightrope. But there is safety. There is a safety net underneath. The everlasting arms. So don't be afraid of falling. Instead, look ahead to me. I am always before you, beckoning you on one step at a time. Neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation can separate you from my loving presence. Bro, it's the word I cannot say. Oh my goodness gracious. Bro, I'm going to try to say it, but I'm going to only try it one time because I'm not going to butcher this like 3 times on the podcast right now. All right. So here we go. Deuteronomy? Bro, why can I not say this word? All right. That's it. Bro, type it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. All right. I'll put it in the. Yeah. I'm going to write it down in the description. There we go. In the description about what I was trying to say. 33:27 says, The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are everlasting arms. He will drive out your enemy before you, saying, Destroy him. Proverbs 16:9 says, In his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. Romans 8:38-39 says, For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Another one that I'm looking at right now, this is January 22nd, right? It says, Strive to trust me in more and more areas of your life. Anything that tends to make you anxious is a growth opportunity. Instead of running away from these challenges, embrace them, eager to gain all the blessings I have hidden in the difficulties. If you believe that I am sovereign over every aspect of your life, it is possible to trust me in all situations. Don't waste energy regretting the way things are or thinking about what might have been. Start at the present moment, accepting things exactly the way they are, and search for God's way in the midst of those circumstances. Trust is like a staff you can lean on as you journey up a hill with God. If you are trusting in God consistently, the staff will bear as much of your weight as needed. Lean on trust and be confident in with God with all your heart and mind. Psalm 552:8 says, But I am like an olive tree flourishing in the house of God. I trust in God's unfailing love forever and ever. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, lean on, trust in, and be confident in the Lord with all your heart and mind. Do not rely on your own insight or understanding. In all your ways, know, recognize, and acknowledge Him, and He will direct and make straight and plain your paths. Y'all, with our understanding, guess what? Guess what we're gonna do with ourselves, bro, right? Imagine this, right? If we lean on our own understanding, this is gonna be our road. Right? And that's just life. Life's already a roller coaster, right? However, if we go on this road with God, it's gonna be straight. It's gonna be straight and it's gonna be narrow. But it is life at the same time, right? So the straight and narrow road is gonna be hard and there will be challenges and there will be difficulties. I said it in the last episode and I'll say it again. It's the valleys and the mountains. Think about it this way. It's a straight path, but you're in the forest. You're in a forest and there's rivers and it's a beautiful forest. The valleys are beautiful because they help you grow. But that's when the rain happens, right? So you kind of like want to get some shelter and you want to be comfortable. But it's kind of hard to be comfortable when God's giving you an uncomfortable situation, right? But that means you're growing, that means you're learning, and that means you're going to be a better person by the end of it. And by the end of it, guess what? You just made it on a mountain and you're going to be fine. But don't be comfortable because there's other valleys and there's going to be other mountains, right? So just take in what you just took in, right? Y'all, I go through so many valleys. So do a lot more people that I know in my own life. They go through valleys. I go through valleys. But guess what? God gave me, He gave them a community, a family. So when we're going to valleys, hey, can you guys pray for me? Hey, bro, can you pray for me? Hey, can you pray for me? Guess what? We're not going through valleys alone because we can rely and depend on each other and go to each other for prayer. And that is the best thing that can happen, right? So surround yourself with great people. And that's what God did. He cleaned off my countertop. He swept my floor. He went in the closet where I was hiding things. Oh, you didn't think I knew about the closet, the temptation, about everything that was going on? No, God knew. I was just standing right there until He was like, what's behind the door? And I was like, nothing. God was like, okay, move. And so he opened the door and everything falls down. And I'm like, ugh, you know, shaming myself. And God's like, son, you are not perfect. I didn't make you to be perfect. And I hope you guys like can understand that. And I'm not saying that to like, diminish you or like put you down. But you are perfect in God's eyes. Because in God's eyes, and honestly, you were made in his image. So you are perfect. You're just not going to be perfect in this world. And I'm sorry. But you are perfect and you have a purpose and you have a plan. And God's has a plan for you and he has a path for you. Like I said in the beginning, you just got to meet him halfway. A step equals a step. And you might be like, oh, it's just a step. And I'm so hard on myself. So when I take a step, that means nothing to me. But it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And sometimes I want to be at the finish line so bad. But you know what? I said it in the last episode too. It's the journey, not the destination. And everybody thinks it's the destination. At one point, I thought it was the destination. Right now, bro, I know it's the journey because of what I went through and who I am today is not the same person. And people are going to say, oh, bro, that's Ziggy. And they're going to talk about the things that they think that they know. They're going to talk about the things that they've seen. And that's okay because they don't know the new me. They know the old me, and that's okay. I can't blame them for some of the actions I really did. And I can't blame them for some of the things that they heard. But you compare me, how I was back then, and me now, God's changed me. It's all God. All the glory goes to God, so that's why I'm making God a motivation. It's not for me. Yo, I was so nervous about the first podcast having to be perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Because it's not for me, it's for God. It's for the glory of God. It's to help bring you closer to Him. Even if you don't know Him. You know? And that's fine, because this is a scary road, y'all. I was so scared, because it was just like, you never know what's going to happen. You never know the plan that He has for you. Just know that it's a better plan that you have for yourself, realistically. But let me put it to you like this, right? I heard this analogy one time that said, you trust a plane pilot, but you don't know the plane pilot. But you trust him to fly the plane wherever you need to go, right? Or your Uber driver. Wow, I really cannot talk. Your Uber driver, right? You don't know him, but you trust him enough to drive you around, right? There's some things that you don't know, but yet you still put trust in. So why not put trust in God? And I know. For me, it was because I didn't want to give up the control I thought I had on my life. But guess what? When I did, and when I started going and praying and talking to Him and saying, God, I give this up to you. And sometimes I did, but sometimes, you see, when you give something up, you can also pick it back up and you can take it yourself. Right? And some things I say, God, you can have it. But then I went back to it and I picked it back up. And it just got bad again. But you can always lay it down and you can always drop it again. I don't know who needs to hear this. I really don't. I don't know who I'm talking about. I don't know. But I was talking to my friend 2 days ago. And I told him, I want to help someone that feels alone. That feels like they have nobody. That feels like the world is just collapsing. And I told him because that's where I was, bro. And I had nobody. And he goes, so you want to talk to your old self? And I didn't know at the time, but yeah. And I'm not saying I'm going to protect you. And I'm not saying that this can't protect you. I'm only 18, bro. I'm still young. I'm still learning about life, and you're still going to learn about life when you're 60. Learning about life never stops until your life is done. I can tell you one thing, we can grow together. We can literally grow together. There's so much more I have to say. There's so much more. Y'all, let me read you a couple more passages, man. Let me read from my notes here. I wrote yesterday, the more you trust in God, the more content you will be. You will also start to grow and not be stagnant. I already read to you the passages that were there. I also said, the more you let Jesus take control, the more you get to transform into the person he wants you to be. Read Hebrews 3:15, 2 Corinthians 3:18, and Psalms 73, 23 to 24. So let me try to find that one. Once again, my note was the more you let Jesus take control, the more you get to transform into the person he wants you to be. Hang on, let me find this real quick. Let's see, what was it? Psalms 52 to 8. Let's see here. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Oh, I was reading the wrong thing. My bad. Hebrews 13 through 15. Hebrews. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right, that says. Actually, let me read you the passage that I took the notes on, and then I'll read Hebrews 13, 15. Yep. All right. It says, "Let my love enfold you in the radiance of my glory. Sit still in the light of his presence and receive his peace. These quiet moments with him transcend time, accomplishing far more than you can imagine. Bring him the sacrifice of your time, and watch to see how abundantly he blesses you and your loved ones. Through the intimacy of your relationship, you are being transformed from the inside out as you keep your focus on God. He forms you into the one you desire to be. Your part is to yield to his creative work in you, neither resisting nor trying to speed it up, enjoying the tempo of God breathed life by letting God set the pace. Hold God's hand in childlike trust, and the way before you will open up step by step. Hebrews 13:15 says, "Through Jesus, therefore, let us unconditionally offer to God a sacrifice of praise, the fruit of lips that confess his name." 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, "And we who with unveiled faces all reflect the Lord's glory, are being transformed into his likeness with ever increasing glory, which comes from the Lord who is the Spirit." Psalm 73, 23 to 24 says, "Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory." Yeah, God's right there. All we have to do is trust the process. It's a long process. It's an everyday process, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it, y'all. I have 2 more notes. Or I have 1 more. My bad. Trust in God through the darkest times. Anxiety, stress, anything. Let him be your comfort. It says read John 16:33 and Psalm 11 or 112:4-3. Let me see where this is. Oh, here it is. Here's the passage, and then, we're going to read the verses. Give up the illusion that you deserve a problem-free life. Part of you is still hungering for the resolution of all difficulties. This is a false hope. As I told my disciples, in the world you will have trouble. Link your hope not to problem solving in this life, but to the promise of eternity, of problem-free life in heaven. Instead of seeking perfection in this fallen world, pour your energy into seeking God, the perfect one. It is possible to enjoy God and glorify God in the midst of adverse circumstances. In fact, my light, or his light, shines most brightly through believers who trust God in the dark. That kind of trust is supernatural, a production of God, indwelling spirit. When things seem all wrong, trust God anyway. God is much less interested in right circumstances than in right responses to whatever comes your way. John 16:33 says, I have told you these things so that in God, or in me, you may have peace. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. That is God saying that he has overcome the world. So when we have problems, we can go to God because God has overcome every problem in the world. He has beaten the world. Psalms 112:4-7 says, even in darkest light dawns for the upright, for the gracious and the compassionate and the righteous man. He will have no fear of bad news. His heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord. Let God be your comfort through stress, through anxiety, and I know it's so hard. Y'all, I had my first panic attack two days ago. I had no idea what was going on, y'all, because I never had one. And it hurt so bad, it started hurting my side, and I was like, what the heck? It was insane. And the great thing about being in a community is people prayed over me. And it was right before worship. And I was doing audio in the big church for the first time, and it was just for youth group. It wasn't for the church in general. It was just for a youth night event. And people prayed for me, and they helped me remember that it's not for me that I am doing this. It is for God, because God gave me the gift. And now I'm using the gift he gave me to worship him. And so people prayed over me, and they helped me realize, and they helped me calm down. And while my stress went away, that hurt on my side was still there, but I knew that it was going to go away soon. I had faith that it was going to go away soon, and it did. I don't know what you are going through. I don't. I can tell you, though, that it will really, really be okay. My Instagram, I make little reels. And tonight's reel was about Matthew chapter 6, verses 31 through 34. And I cannot remember them right now, so I'm going to get my Bible. If I could stop hitting this mic, that would be amazing, but I don't even know, chat. I don't even know. Bro, I keep hitting this mic. That's crazy. If you guys are using headphones, I am so sorry. For real, I keep hitting this mic. Let's say I'm trying to find Matthew. There it is. Should be right here. Yep. Matthew 31-34 says, so don't worry. Don't say, what will we eat, or what will we drink, or what we will wear. People who are ungodly run after all those things. Your Father who is in heaven knows that you need them. But put God's kingdom first. Do what he wants you to do. Then all those things will also be given to you. So don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Don't worry about the worldly things. Christian, you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening in my family right now. You don't understand what I grew up seeing, what I grew up witnessing, where I even grew up. You don't understand that. Christian, I had such a bad day. I had such a bad week. I had such a bad month, such a bad year. Maybe a little sip wouldn't hurt. Just a little sip. Like, let me go back to a little sip. You know, let me just take one more puff. One more wouldn't hurt. Christian, I've been sober for so long. I earned this. Come on, this won't make me go back. This won't make me go back to that person I used to be. Come on. Don't run to the world. Don't let the world be your comfort, because the world will hurt you. Seek God. Seek his kingdom. And all the things that you want will come. But you have to seek the kingdom of God first. You have to talk to God first, because God is in control of everything. And even though you might have faith in the things that you pray about and the things that you say, God is not a genie, y'all. So you may want something and you may pray about it, but it may not happen. You see, God's time is a little bit slower, and we're always rushing things as humans. We're always wanting it to be done right then and there, right then and there, right then and there, a certain way as well. But God is such a perfect gift maker. He's not a good gift wrapper. Let me put it that way. You see, his wrapping kind of stinks. It's like, what is this, right? But like when it's given to you and you open it up, the process because of how bad it's wrapped. But once you open it up and it's just like, wow, that's amazing. And you see how much it transformed you into something you didn't even see yourself becoming. That is the blessing. You are a blessing to this world. You have a purpose. Christian, these things that I've seen, these things that I've witnessed, these things that people have said, these things that I've grown up doing, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Give it to God. Drop those burdens and give it to God, because God's burden is light. Literally, it's light. He can take it and he can handle it. That's what he's there for. He's there to help us. You will be okay. You will be okay. This is episode 2 of God and Motivation. Go seek comfort in God. Don't seek comfort in the world. Let God be your peace. Let God be your rest. With that being said, y'all, whenever I drop this, however I drop this, have a good week. Have a great day. Have a good weekend. Whatever time it may be. I hope I brought some joy into your life right now. You will be okay, and that is a promise. Bad times don't last. They just make you stronger. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
I'm no longer wandering like in days before. My whole life's prepared me. I know there's something more bigger than I have seen. Than I have seen. It's way more than a dream. Way more than a dream. I'm no longer wandering like in days before. My whole life's prepared me. I know there's something more bigger than I have seen.